From the Department of Justice, Secretary Jesus Crispin C. Remulla, not present. Director General Eduardo Año, not present. Commanding General Arthur M. Cordora, PAF, not present. Department of National Defense, Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., not present. Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, Lieutenant General Anthony Alcantara, not present. Chief Romel Francisco D. Marbil, not present. Police Major General Nicolas De Los Torre III, not present.
It's a shame. I expected Secretary Anyo to be here dahil sinabi niya na marami daw deklarasyon na hindi tama. Ay sabi ko, iwasto mo pagkakataon na ito. Ngunit mukhang wala siya. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The public hearing of the Committee on Foreign Relations is hereby called to order. We acknowledge the presence of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa, as well as, I believe, Senator Bongo has promised us to be online. So therefore, with the presence of two members, the chairperson hereby declares a quorum in the absence of any member, considering that the public hearing last March 20 was in any case suspended. The presence of a quorum is dispensed with, and we are in fact redundant with many senators heretofore coming. Now let's call on Attorney Dana Alberto, Legislative Committee Secretary, to acknowledge the presence of our resource persons and call the roll. In the case of those who are actually present, confirm their attendance. Thank you.
Good morning. The Committee on Foreign Relations will now proceed with a roll call to acknowledge guests who are present. From the Department of Justice, Secretary Jesus Crispin C. Remulla, not present. Prosecutor General Richard Anthony D. Fadulyon, not present. Chief State Counsel Dennis Arvin L. Chan, not present. From the National Security Council, Director General Eduardo Año, not present. From the Philippine Air Force, Commanding General Arthur M. Cordora, PAF, not present. Colonel Joji Bravo, PAF, Commander Air Base Group, not present. Dr. Donald Palma, not present. Dr. Jonathan Rico, not present. Department of National Defense, Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr., not present. Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, Lieutenant General Anthony Alcantara, not present.
I was given to understand that General Alcantara had in fact confirmed his presence previously and thereafter retracted. Is that correct, Secretary?
Yes. At first they confirmed their attendance, confirmed his attendance. Then yesterday sent their regrets, as well as National Security Advisor Eduardo Año. They first confirmed National Security Council's attendance, but
yes, that's correct. It's a shame. I expected Secretary Año to be here dahil sinabi niya na marami daw deklarasyon na hindi tama. Ay sabi ko, iwasto mo pagkakataon na ito. Ngunit mukhang wala siya.
Okay. May I continue, ma'am? Philippine National Police. Chief Romel Francisco D. Marbil, not present. Director of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, Police Major General Nicolas De Los Torre III, not present. Police Brigadier General Jean Fajardo, not present. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, Secretary Enrique A. Manalo, not present. From the Department of Interior and Local Government, Secretary Juanito Victor C. Remulla. He also first confirmed his attendance and sent his, and then the DILG sent their regrets yesterday, April 2, 2025. Okay,
I see. So they clearly changed their minds. Is that correct?
Secretary Hans Leo J. Kakdak, not present. Administrator Arnaldo A. Ignacio, not present. Office of the Solicitor General Menardo L. Guevara sent their regrets as well. Office of the Deputy Executive Secretary for Finance and Administration, Office of the President, Deputy Executive Secretary Amanto A. Liberato sent also their regrets.
Was Deputy ES here previously in the first hearing?
Not present also.
Not present even in the first hearing. Thank you. Yes, that's fine. We can confirm that later on. Sige lang.
From the Department of Transportation, Office for Transportation Security, Administrator Arthur Bisnar, not present. Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, Director General Raul L. Del Rosario, AFP, retired, not present. Office of the Special Envoy on Transnational Crime, Special Envoy Marcos Villa Canilao, not present. From the Security and Exchange Commission, we invited Chairman Emilio B. Aguinaldo, and right now, Mami is represented by Attorney RJ.A. Bernal,
Present, ma'am.
and Attorney Ferdino Logi S. Santiago,
Yes.
also from SEC.
Pareho kayo galing sa SEC.
Ma'am
Okay.
Desfa was present on March 20th. He was present, Ma'am Desfa.
That's Deputy Executive
Executive Secretary
Secretary
for-
Liberato, but we had no opportunity to talk to him. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so ngayon wala
Okay.
tayong testigo. Sino pa?
We have Attorney Alexis F. Medina. We also invited retired Police General Oscar Albayalde, not present. Attorney Martin Delgado III, not present. Mr. Adolfo Quizon Paglinawan, not present. General Alex Paul I. Monteagudo confirmed, ma'am, but he's not yet present as of this time. General Fillmore Bondiles Escobar, retired. He was invited but not present. Then we also have Captain Johnny Gulia, not present. Captain Elmo Segovia, not present. Flight Officer Wenilyn Salce Puedes, not present. Flight Officer Elinino Santos, not present. Mr. Benjamin V. Ramos sent his regrets yesterday. That would be all.
Yes, maraming salamat at katulad nung nakarang hearing, ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, ito yung sa Committee on Foreign Relations po, i-discuss natin ang clarification of the involvement and the roles of the ICC, the Interpol, and the various government agencies in the arrest of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, confirmation that measures were taken to ensure that the rights of the former president under domestic laws and relevant treaties were properly protected, and lastly, that such other matters that may aid the committee in crafting necessary legislation on the coordination between Philippine authorities and international tribunals and law enforcement organizations. And I would like, therefore, to invite and at this juncture make an opening statement or invite Senator Bato and Senator Go to make their statements quickly thereafter. Ang akin lamang, ang katotohanan ay parang anino. Kahit saan ka tumakbo, palaging nasa likod mo. Ang katotohanan ay parang anino. Wala itong walang liwanag kung walang magpapaliwanag. Secrecy na ba? Hindi na transparency. Ang pag-iwas sa katotohanan ay parang utang na may interes. Habang hindi binabayaran, lalong lalaki ang atraso. Maari mong iwasan ang pagharap ngayon sa araw na ito, pero darating din ang araw ng paniningil. Natanggap ko ang email noong March 31, ang opisyal na liham sa tanggapan ng Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin na nagsasaad na ang mga miyembro ng gabinete at iba pang mga opisyal ay hindi makikilahok sa Senate hearing ngayong araw. At ang sabi nila, sapat na raw ang sinagot nila noong March 20 at kumpleto at mahusay ang binahagi na impormasyon patungkol sa pagkakaaresto ng dating Pangulo. Nabanggit din sa liham ang executive privilege at binigyang diin yung sub judice rule dahil may 4 na petisyon umano kasalukuyan sa Supreme Court. Ngunit nalito ang inyong komite pagkat noong araw din ng March 31 at lumabas ng April 1, sinabi naman ni PCOU Sec. Claire Castro sa kanyang press briefing na hindi kailanman pipigilan ng Pangulo na pumunta ang mga cabinet member o secretary kung sila ay ating papatawag. Nag-April Fools nga ba sila? Nalito talaga kami. Bilang tugon sa sulat ng ating ES, Una, ang kanyang tinukoy na comprehensive findings. This was the letter, this was mentioned in the letter, but my findings were very clearly preliminary findings, which is the reason for the second hearing. Marami pang mga tanong na nangangailangan ng sagot. At napakarami nating mamayan na nagpadala ng iba't ibang dokumento, impormasyon at ebidensya. That pagkakataon sana, ang hearing na ito para magpaliwanag ang ating mga cabinet members sa taong bayan. Sa usapin namin ng subjudice, alam natin at alam higit sa lahat ng ating dating Chief Justice na ang Korte Suprema na mismo ang nagsabi na hindi ito nalalabag kapag Senate inquiry in aid of legislation. Hindi ito saklaw ng karaniwang subjudice na nagbabawal isa publiko ang mga bagay na liniliti sa korte. Mahalaga ang legislative inquiry sa paghubog at pagpapatatag ng ating mga batas. Panghuli, nirerespeto ko ang doktrina ng executive privilege. Pero pakatandaan natin, hindi ito pwedeng gamitin bilang blanket shield, pangkalahatang pantago para ilagan ang tanong at umiwas sa paanyaya ng Senado. Itong landmark case na kabisado naman natin, Senate versus Ermita, nagtakda ng saklaw ng executive privilege. Nagsasaad na bagamat pwedeng gamitin ng ehekutibo ang pribilehyo niya na mga investigasyon ginagawa sa Congress, maaari rin mapasawalang bisa kung ang impormasyon hinihingi ay mahalaga sa tungkulin ng Kongreso sa paggawa ng batas o pagsagawa ng aming oversight function. May sikat na kasabihan, hidden truths are unspoken lies. Ang katotohanang tinatago ay kasinungalingan din. At mukhang ganun ang nangyayari ngayon sa pagtatago ng katotohanan gamit ang executive privilege at subjudice, nagmimistula tuloy na may cover-up sa mga nangyayari. Ngayon, inaanyayahan ko si Senator Bato at si Senator Go na mag-preliminary statement din po.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What we have right now in front of us are empty chairs. Itong ginawa ng mga opisyalis from the executive branch of government is a total snub to as far as we're concerned. And ito'y tahasang pagbaliwala sa doktrina ng checks and balances ng ating gobyerno. Kung ayaw na mag-attend ng hearing, ibig sabihin, ayaw na nilang magpapacheck sa atin na co-equal branch of government. So what will happen to this? Pag tuluyang ganito ang mangyayari is, I think we are now on the verge of a constitutional crisis kapag tuluyan nilang isnab yung ating imbitasyon. Wala na mangyari. Wala na respetuhan ito sa isang kapwa co-equal branch of government. So, Madam Chair, I would like to move that we issue a subpoena to these government officials to require their presence in the next hearing. Kung meron ka pang gaganaping hearing, dapat masubpoena ito sila para magkaalaman. Klaruhin natin ito.
Ay. Maraming salamat, Senator Ronald De La Rosa. Actually, dalawa yung subpoena na pinapapirma ko sana kay SP Cheese. Isa para kay Prosecutor Fadulion at ikalawa para sa head ng ating Air Force, si General Cordera. Pero yung dalawa, hindi ko pa natatanggap na pirmado. Ang sinabi ni SP, pinadala na daw niya sa legal ng Senado. Pero hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin tayong natatanggap.
Follow up natin, Madam Chair, kasi alam mo, if this situation is left unchecked, ang mangyayari sa atin dito is hayaan na lang natin na meron tayong Philippine National Police na patuloy na nilalabag yung ating konstitusyon at ang ating mga batas. Hindi po maganda ito, Madam Chair. Kaya nag-exist yung Senado, in particular, yung buong Kongreso, para meron tayong checks and balances. Hindi po pwede yung executive branch of government, hahayaan na lang natin na gagawa sila ng mga hakbang na lapag sa ating konstitusyon. So we are here to check them. So kung hindi sila magpapacheck, isnab sila ng isnab sa atin, then magkakaroon tayo ng constitutional crisis nito, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr.
Sang-ayon po ako sa inyo at talagang hindi tama itong pangkalahatang sinasabi. Lahat na lang executive privilege, lahat na lang sub judice. Alam naman natin, hindi naman tayo lihis at alam naman natin na napaklaro ng Neri versus Senate, yung Ermita case, kaliwaliwanag na kinakailangan na talagang malapit sa Pangulo, ang impormasyon hindi makukuha sa iba, hindi naman ito magiging panganib para sa lipunan, kaya't paano po ito naging executive privilege, alam na po natin yan at hindi naman tayo nakikialam dun sa bagay-bagay na sinaloob ng mga kaso at asunto sa Korte Suprema. Kaya ang palagay ko, dadami po ang sampina na hihilingin natin sa ating Senate President. Marami na po kasi kung dadalawa lang yung na-absent dati, pagkarami-raming absent, nakikita natin tayo-tayo lang na narito. Kaya nalulungkot po kami. At